Hello, and welcome to another Oxlab Business webinar. And today we've got a very interesting theme, which I think is going to help you quite a lot. Start your social selling journey as a new business startup. And I'm going to be talking about how you can leverage social selling, why you should use social selling, what are some of the great tools out there that you can use. And then at the end, we're going to have Q&A. And, put on the chat some of the questions you might have, and I'll do my best to answer them. So, start your social selling journey as a new business startup. And this is me. Just give you a little idea who I am. So I'm the Vice President for EMEA at MAVERRIK. I'm an old guy, 42 years doing marketing strategy and new business development. I've worked in dozens of international projects around the world. I've worked as a director, vice president, CEO in a number of multinational companies such as Coca-Cola, Schweppes, Tupperware, San Miguel, Hidden Earring, and Centro IPTV, Redvo Telecom, Teleperformance, and the list goes on. So, look, do come to LinkedIn and send me a connection request. I'd love to connect with you. Just say that you saw me at on this webinar, and I'll connect with you. And then you can follow me for more interesting posts and some articles, which I hope you'll enjoy. So, important question. What is social selling? And lots of people ask, what's this? And social selling is nothing more, nothing less than using social media platforms to develop relationships with potential customers, build trust, and drive sales. And this is a drastic, how could I say, shift from the traditional cold calling, and it helps you get more organic relationships, and this strategy must be worked by you as well. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Basically, social selling is what you should be doing now. It's you moving from analog sales to digital or social selling. And it's about, building relationships online to close deals in the real world. It's about turning social media from selfies to a real sales force. And social selling is the new business handshake that we used to talk about in the past. So, why do you need these three things to get social selling? And by this I mean personal branding, sales outreach, and content marketing. Personal branding is going to help you clearly define who you are and how you and your business will help people. And it creates a seller familiarity. Content, on the other hand, makes you more visible. It's going to help you break the ice, and it's going to help you build trust and interest. And then if you do all of these, things become more informal, things become less pushy, less salesy, and you will become more successful. So the question now is, why social selling matters? Why does it matter? So social selling in today's market is no longer nice to have. It's a must have. And, in today's digital landscape, you have to be doing social selling. There's been a shift in buyer behavior. You were probably used to a different way of doing business. The market is not in the same place as it was before. It's going to help you build trust and create relationships. And this is because you got a huge world out there. You can be open 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. You'll always be there. So, you know, this, in terms of social selling, you've got no limits. You're going to increase your reach and your engagement. You're going to enhance your brand awareness and including your positioning. It improves your sales efficiency and effectiveness. You can do personalized and targeted marketing, and in terms of cost effective, in terms of marketing and sales. Now, sorry. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Peter. How are you guys? If you're having issues, just let us know, and the tech team will give you some advice on that. Remember, I will be doing Q&A at the end of today's webinar. Okay, let's carry on. So another thing that you need to do before you start doing social selling is understanding your audience. And this is where some people get it wrong. And then they don't hit the mark, and then they become frustrated, and then they just simply stop doing things and go back to the old ways, and then the old ways don't work, and all of a sudden they can't, or they don't seem to be able to do business in the old way and do business in the new way. So, remember a number of things. Today's buyers are very tech savvy, and they all research quite extensively before making decisions, because they've got Google, they'll Google stuff, they'll look at other websites, they will ask some peers, they'll talk to groups on Facebook, on groups on LinkedIn, and before they make any decision, they try to be informed. And they often initiate contact with sellers on social media, seeking, for example, information and building trust before they purchase. So social selling allows you to meet them where they are, engage with them, and engage with them during their research journey. So understanding your audience is the cornerstone of successful social selling. It's basically like having a map. So, first of all, define your ideal customer. That's one of the key things. Demographics, their age, their gender, location, education, income level, etc. Psychographics, like their interests, their values, lifestyle, online behavior, their pain points. And then buying decisions, stages in the buying journey, preferred communication channels, things that can trigger their purchase, etc. Number 2, research their online behavior. With social media platforms, do they use? Do you know? You should know this. Because, what's the use of you targeting just Instagram and your target audience isn't there? Or TikTok and they're not there? Or LinkedIn and they're not there? And there's so many platforms nowadays, and we'll be talking about them in detail as we move forward. And then the other thing is, what type of content do they engage with? Do they engage more with videos? Do they engage more with articles, discussions? So learn how your audience engages with. And then what language and tone do they respond to? That is very, very important. Is it formal, informal, funny? That is, in a way, critical. And then, who are the influencers and thought leaders? So, for example, you go big on a very specific thought leader that everyone in that sector, everyone in the industry doesn't like. And that's a no-no. That's a real big red flag. Then you should tailor your content and the approach. So create relevant and valuable content. address their pain points. And I usually say this, when you address people's pain points, put this in the back of your mind. Am I the paracetamol to their pain? Okay? Am I going to solve their pain? So it's important that you talk to their pain. And you can ask, and quite rightly, why? And the reason is, people will then say, hang on, Peter, Sophie, they're talking my language. They understand my pain. Hey, this is creating curiosity. I need to talk to them. Then offer solutions and share insights that are tailored to their very specific interests. Choose the right platforms. Focus on the platforms your audience is most active. Use their language and tone. Engage in authentic conversations. And, don't just pitch the product. This is just like, for example, you get a connection request on LinkedIn. You say yes. 2 seconds later, War and Peace of somebody trying to sell you an app, trying to sell you a website or something that you don't want. And do they make a sale? No. Are you happy? No. Have they won a client? No. Have they won a prospect? No. So don't pitch. Make yourself be valuable. Create curiosity so that people say, I need to talk to this person. I need to know more. The other thing is you need to build a true relationship and trust. You're connecting with individuals. You're not connecting to numbers. So focus on building genuine relationships and providing personalized value. Listen actively, respond promptly. In fact, just before I came into this webinar, I was doing that. I just got a query. I answered immediately the person replied to me, and I replied back, and I said, look, I have to go and do a webinar. I'll be back in about an hour, and we'll talk again. But I'm in contact with this person. This person feels that I'm valuing his queries. I'm valuing him as a person and as a prospect. Then, this shows you care for their needs. Offer helpful information and resources. Become a trusted advisor and not a salesperson. And that should be, when we do sales, that's part of our job. But you shouldn't be doing forceful sales. You should be doing the relationship thing, creating the awareness, knowing the person, caring about the person, nurturing the person. Then celebrate their successes and support their journey, because at the end of the day, you're building a long-term relationship. Because this person today might not be interested, for example, on your product, but next time where you could even be in another business, they are interested. And because people do business with people, it's important that you create this sort of relationship, that they know they can trust you. Whatever you're doing, whatever the brand you're representing, you become the most important and most valuable thing in the relationship. So that is really, really very important. And, this is the reason, for example, let's take LinkedIn. There's a place which is called Celebrations, where you can go and congratulate people when it's their birthday, it's when their work anniversary, when it's they've changed jobs or they've been promoted. And you go there and you really congratulate them and you do a personalized message. You make the difference. You don't use the template messages there. You make a very specific one for that person. So, for example, if a person in there, it's his 11th work anniversary, I would say, congratulations, John, on your 11th work anniversary. I hope you're having a great time. And then they reply to me. And I'm going to use all that then to message him, start a conversation, and, even drive that conversation onto a call. So, it becomes important when you do all of this also to choose the right platforms. What platform should I be using to be talking to my audience? And you got quite a few. This is my favorite, LinkedIn. It's great for B2B and also great for B2C. It's for professionals and thought leaders. It's got these great strengths, focus on professional networking. It's industry specific. It's got in terms of groups, and then in terms of advertising, you can target real interesting people in there. It's got weaknesses, like everything, because many LinkedIn connections are passive and they don't interact. The thing is, and if you go back to some of our other webinars, we have been teaching you, and we're going to do some more this year, where we'll teach you how to message people, how to create awareness, so especially when people don't respond, when they ghost you. And everybody hates that. So in some of we already did some of these webinars, but we'll do some more this year where we'll be talking about this. So LinkedIn, for me, is my favorite. It's the one that I really get good responses out. Then you've got the golden oldie, Facebook, which is best for B2C, but also for B2B businesses. And it's very good for targeting broad demographics. In terms of strengths, large user base, diverse communities, powerful targeting, and the live video features. This is really, really great. Weaknesses. Well, their algorithm prioritizes friends and family content, high competition for organic reach. One thing that it's very good groups. Very interesting groups. At the moment, Facebook groups are much better than groups on LinkedIn. So if you want to, either you create your own group and invite people to it, or join groups. And then when you go into commercial, I'll put this inverted commas, commercial conversations, you can pull them out of the group into another platform, onto email, and talk to them. Instagram, interesting one. It's best for visual brands, B2C businesses, targeting younger demographics. Strengths, well, strong focus on visuals, influencer marketing opportunities, strong engagement with stories and live streams. And as you probably are aware, if you're one of the users of Instagram, Instagram has become totally different than it was a number of years ago. It's more interactive, but mainly it's still very, very visual. Weaknesses, limited content formats, and it's less suitable for in-depth content. And then we come to X, and which we tend to say X, Twitter. It's best for B2B and B2C businesses, news-driven industries, real-time engagement. The strengths, it's a very fast-paced environment, great for building thought leadership and real-time customer service. Weaknesses, short attention spans, limited text format, high volume of irrelevant content. Now, it's interesting that I've been dealing with sales groups in South America and in Central America, and one of the interesting things about this is that they are very strong on X Twitter, and also on WhatsApp. That's their very two big formats. They've been shifting from Facebook onto these other two platforms. And the interesting thing is that LinkedIn's picking up in those areas. So if you're working with Latin America, think about using WhatsApp, creating groups in WhatsApp for that, and using X. Moving on. One of my favorites as well, TikTok. It's not for twerking anymore. It's an amazing business tool. Amazing. It's got a great algorithm that learns quickly, and it's an algorithm that helps promote your business. And it's how could I say? It's fresh. It's changed the way people visualize video, for example. We were used to their very crisp, very professional looking videos, and TikTok has changed that. You can use your phone for it. You can move around. The quality doesn't need to be that super great thing. And it's got high impact. Short videos are amazing there. You can get your products out there. And, nowadays there are great things with AI. You can film an hour's worth of content of you talking about your product, or your solution. Then you can use something like Opus Clip, where you upload the whole 1 hour and it breaks it down into 10 short clips that you can upload to TikTok and use it there. So TikTok is really, really very interesting. And I say this for business, where you can talk to people about your solutions. You could even have a thing about the myths that goes on in your industry. You can have a little thing about the products you sell and the market that you are in. You can create great things about your business and everything that surrounds it. So TikTok, ever think? I'm sure that some of you out there haven't done anything. Try it. Just go and try it. I had a client recently that decided to start doing TikTok. An older person, he was a bit shy. The first 2 videos weren't that great. Then it started picking up. And all of a sudden he was surprised that he had not hundreds, he had thousands of followers for his business TikTok. And the thing is, TikTok now became one of his primary platforms. TikTok and LinkedIn. So optimizing your social profiles. And this becomes quite important. Yesterday I spoke to somebody that said, I haven't updated my profile. And his was on Instagram and on LinkedIn for the last 4 years. And I went, wow. And for example, this came up because he told me where he was working now. And then I checked his profile and nothing was there. And I said, am I getting this wrong? And he went, no, I haven't done it. So put up, an updated photo of you, where you work, what you do, a great catchphrase. And in a minute, I'm going to talk about a great tool that you can use to help you through all of this in terms of what you're going to write. And here he was, this guy that's in this multinational company that when I went and checked his profile, I didn't know what he was doing. In fact, I had to ask him, what are you doing now then? So optimizing your social profiles is critical because that's where you're going to be found. And why? And I say it in bold over here. You are now the shop front window of your brand, of your products, of your solutions, and of yourself as well. So you need to portray who you really are. So optimizing your social profiles, it's not about vanity. It's about investing in your professional and personal brand. So first impressions matter. We know that. People buy what they see. So having a complete, very polished profile conveys professionalism and trustworthiness, making you and your brand appear credible and reliable. And the image of yourself, that is important. So you can use, there's apps out there, I've spoken about these so many times. You've got FaceApp, you've got Remini. They can help you create a better version of yourself. And now with AI, things are even better. And, you'll show yourself as that true professional. And for your photo, remember 3 things. You need to look professional, you need to look friendly, and you need to look approachable. 3 things. Professional, friendly, approachable. Remember, you are the shop front window of your brand and your business. So, building a content strategy. You should have a very well-defined plan, that's got clarity and it's got purpose. that connects with your audience, and it's efficient and helps your business grow. So, compelling content, for example, attracts and engages people, and especially your target audience, builds trust, and credibility is everything, and it boosts interactions. And then you start growing your business. People start seeing more of you because they want to engage with you, they want to interact with you, and every time you post, your posts get more traction. Why? Because people want to see you. People like what you are producing. And when I talk about clarity and purpose, in terms of clarity, don't write like you're writing a PhD. Write like you're talking to somebody. So there's a lot of challenges, and quite a huge number of challenges for businesses. Challenges that are from within inside the business and from the outside. And when, for example, you want to move your sales team from analog to digital to social selling, there's always big fights because people always react badly to change. They're very comfortable where they are. But you know what? The market has moved. Your competitors are moving as well. And they might move faster than you are, and you're losing traction. So why are you not moving from analog to digital? Why? The world has changed, especially after what happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We need to change now. Our clients have moved. Most interestingly is that the type of people you're talking to has also changed. I, for example, was used to talking to MDs and CEOs that were in the late 50s, early 60s in these jobs. Now I'm talking to CEOs that are in the very early 20s. Their language is different. Their concentration span is different. The way they read and pay attention to things is different. So we need to talk to them. And when you are older, I would even go as far as say, when you're 40, you're already becoming old for this new generation. So you have to adapt your message and the way you interact with them to them. Not them to you, you to them, because it's you that needs them. So, some of the challenges. Number one, it's not a silver bullet. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you need to understand your audience very well inside out. You need to understand their needs. You need to understand their pain points, their preferred platforms, and then you need to craft personalized content that resonates with them and builds. And I get this quite a lot when people see, for example, some of the posts I do on LinkedIn, they go, oh, this is not for LinkedIn, this is more for Facebook. Who says? Is there a police checking on this? Have these people realized that the audience has changed? These are people have been growing up with social media. This is part of their lives, not like us, that all of a sudden we discovered many years ago Facebook, and we still think that social media, it's all Facebook. It's got nothing to do with it, nothing. These are tools that are going to make you more efficient, more targeted, get better results. It's a totally different ball game. Then you have to optimize your digital footprint to this, because you need to attract leads with a very strong profile. You have to produce valuable content and create engaging conversations. So you need to be the resource, not the salesperson. And then focus on quality and not on quantity. So build genuine relationships, offer expert advice, provide real value, and then create trust and authority that's going to drive sales for you, and there's no pushy tactics. Why? Because you're creating curiosity. You're creating trust. People want to know more about you and your business and your brand. So there are two types of challenges, the internal and the external. The internal, it's the one I just talked about, It's the mindset shift. And they say it takes about 90 days to change a mindset. So, transitioning from the traditional sales tactics to building social relationships takes effort. You have to put, work into this. You have to write content. You have to look for good content. So embrace learning and adapt to a more consultative approach. Then it's content creation. Lots of people don't like writing content, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. You should produce valuable, consistent content. And this requires good planning, and it requires dedication, and another thing, persistence. So, develop a content calendar. What are you going to post on Monday, on Tuesday, so on? Which platforms you're going to do that? And you can repurpose some of these things as well. And then it's the different formats and what resonates with your audience. Then it's about time management. Balancing social selling with other responsibilities can be tricky. Now, let me tell you a little thing. Social selling is not an add-on to what you're doing. It's an instead of. Have I made myself clear? It's not an add-on. It's an instead of. This is where the mindset shift comes in. This is the new way of doing business. And the moment you start getting results, you'll know that you have made the right decision. The thing is, it's to be persistent and to be focused on doing this so you get results. Also, delegate tasks. And I know that that's one of the big problems for example, entrepreneurs. It's delegating. Delegation is one of the big problems. But hey, if you've got a team that shares your vision, if you've got a team that likes what they are doing, if you've got a team that have got your back, they will help you run the business so that you can concentrate on other important things. And then, utilize every automation tool to streamline workflows. There are loads of things there. And with AI now, there are a number of new things. And if you don't know what they are, Google. Look for them. Go into group discussions and see what they are talking about. External challenges. Well, one of them is one that happens quite often. For example, LinkedIn. Algorithm changes. And, social media platforms are constantly updating their algorithms because the market is shifting, the audience is shifting, and this impacts organic reach. So stay informed, adapt your content strategy, and whenever utilize paid advertising options, but do it very strategically. And one of the things about the algorithm is lots of people want to do things their way. You cannot beat the algorithm. You cannot beat the algorithm. So either you work with the algorithm or you work against it. And when you work against it, you never win. Okay? Competition. Standing out in a crowded digital space requires strong branding and some differentiation. So you need to offer unique value. You have to think out of the box, get new ideas. You need to showcase your expertise, and then you have to build long-lasting connections with your target audience. Another thing that sales teams don't like, it's this word, nurturing. Lead nurturing. So converting leads into loyal customers takes time and effort. So, implement a follow-up system, provide ongoing value, always be in touch, build trust through consistent engagement, send them emails, not trying to sell, ask questions, how they are, have they gone on holiday, basic things that you used to do on the analog days, like picking up the phone and talking to them. You can also do that. Engage with your audience. So, continuous learning and adaptation. Stay ahead of the curve. There are algorithm shifts, so Always be on the lookout when these shifts occur and what they are changing. Stay informed and adapt your engagement and your content to this. Check on the emerging trends. I remember when TikTok came out, nobody wanted to touch the platform. Oh, it's not for business. But no one thought, hang on, I could use this for business. How can I adapt this for business? And some people did that, and they became very, very successful. So emerging trends, study them, adapt to them, see what are their features, and how can you use them for your business. Competitor innovation. I don't think this is news to you. Competitors are also learning and adapting. So, staying ahead requires continuous upskilling to refine your approach and then offer unique propositions. So, check on what your competitors are doing. Don't think you are the best in the world, because when you do that, you'll soon discover that you've lost your position. Okay? Then evolving customer needs, shifting preferences, your target audience behavior, interest changes. Let me give you an example. Tupperware. Who doesn't remember? And I know Tupperware very well because I worked there. So Tupperware, it's an interesting thing because many people remember when we were younger, our mothers doing these Tupperware parties. And, sitting on balloons, having to make them explode, all these little games. Then mom would or Nan would bake a cake, make some tea, all these ladies around, and then they'll buy the product. Nowadays, who's got the time to do this? Nobody. And sadly, because the market has shifted, because the target audience has shifted, people are not doing this anymore. But the company hasn't moved on. And this is why probably you read in the news recently that Tupperware is going through very difficult times. They need to adapt, and you need to adapt to these shifts. The other thing is emerging pain points. New challenges and problems arise for your audience. So your expertise and solutions need to adapt to this. And then it's building long-term trust. When you stay stagnant, it just erodes engagement, it erodes trust. So, build this long-term trust. So some AI tools. And these are the things that can help you. They can help you write better. They can help you create new ideas. So when I was talking in the beginning of today's webinar about doing a catchphrase, use one of these. Say, give me, my business does this, 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 and this. This is my type of audience. Give me 10 catchphrases for my business. And then you can just pick and choose. Just take it as it is. But it will give you great ideas. Another great thing, you get an email from one of your clients and you go, what is this? You can copy the whole email, paste it onto one of these AI tools and say, break this into 10 points or 10 bullet points. And voila, there it is. Easy. Another interesting thing, you get a huge tender. I don't know how many of you have had to go for tenders. And they're huge things like this. And you go, what do they want at the end of the day? Copy, paste it into one of these AI tools and say, what are the most important things I need to do? It will read that and it will tell you. And it will make your life much easier. So AI tools are really great to help you become a better professional. I still remember when spreadsheets came out. Does anybody remember Lotus 123? I had that one. Difficult thing. Now we've got Excel, which is brilliant. But when that came out, people were going around saying, oh, accountancy is going to end. Maths is going to end. The world was going to end. It didn't. It just made things easier, and you moved on and you adapted to this new tool, and it helped you become a better professional. Same with these tools. Some people can use it for bad things, but the vast majority, you can use it for great things to make you a better professional. So ChatGPT, it's the most famous one. It's a great one. You've got now Claude.ai. It's another great one. You've got Bard, and then you've got ChatSonic. These are free to use. So you can upgrade if you want to, but they're free to use. ChatGPT, for example, has got loads of different languages. So if you need to write an email in some language, he'll do it for you in whatever language you want. Write content in a different language as well. So the question is, why are people, for example, scared to use AI? One of them is misinformation. There are fears that ChatGPT may provide inaccurate information, promote false beliefs, reinforce biased or controversial views. In some way, it can do that. For example, I discovered that if I say to one of these tools, find me a quote from Mark Twain about social media, and it'll give me one, which, as we know, he was never around. So, but you'll find yourself, if you try to find a quote, go and check if that quote is right. But it's like everything in life, double check. What you need to do is make these your voice. People talk about loss of human interaction. People may be anxious about AI because of that, especially chatbots replacing human interaction, due to lack of control, and then technical issues. Users may fear technical glitches, errors in AI chatbots, and this could lead to frustration, to confusion. Nothing is perfect. Everything, there's a mistake. We've been building cars for hundreds of years now. And, still today, cars have got problems. They've got issues with the door. They've got issues with the lights. And it seems, can't they get this right once and for all? So these will always occur. So why AI? It's great in terms of time efficiency. For example, AI can generate social media content quickly and automatically. You just need to turn it then into your own voice, adapt it. Consistency, it starts to learn your voice and starts to write more the way you want. And the other great thing is you've got this style that it's the same across all social media platforms and posts. Then it can generate content ideas. You're going to go, what I'm going to write today about? Use one of these for it to give you ideas. It can give you things about trending topics, keywords, and interests of your target audience. This is my target audience. What do they like? How do they behave? So, make it your voice, use it, and adapt it. 6 things you can use AI for. Generate great ideas for business, marketing strategy, product names. These are great. Help you draft messages and emails. I've had that a few months ago. I had to write this email and I couldn't get through this email. What I'm going to say. And I asked AI and it told me. I just tweaked a few things and I had what I wanted. And I'd been on this for about 2 days. And it was really getting worried until I went, wait, hang on. I could use AI for this. So draft emails and messages, tenders and pitches. There you go. Generate text, to answer questions, because sometimes you know what I'm going to say. And provide explanations. So don't be scared. Okay, so we come to the end and I'm open to questions. Any questions that you may have? I'm looking at the chats. Don't worry, you will not be judged. Josie, Joe, Jay, Peter. Any questions? Well, if there are no questions, I hope this was informative. I hope that this was insightful. We are going to do quite a few more webinars, so check Oxlep Business website, check on their company page on LinkedIn, and see what's going on in there. And you'll be surprised if some of the webinars are going to come up. Very, very interesting ones. Probably you'll see my face again. And at the end of today's webinar, just stay a little longer, because we're going to put a little video about this great tool that Oxlep Business has to help your business be more successful and to grow. In the meantime, take care and hope to see you soon. We'd like to invite you to visit Oxlep's website. The address is on screen at the moment, and on it you're going to find great help for your business. It's got this amazing tool there that it's called the Oxlep Business Support Tool. And the great thing about this tool is that it's going to help your business find the appropriate support and events to help you and your business succeed. It just takes about 7 minutes to fill in, and you will find out what Oxlep can do for you.